Hello and welcome back to the Snappiness YouTube channel. Glad to have you here with me. Got something different for you here today. I'm out taking pictures on the San Antonio Missions Trail. It's a paved trail, bike trail, walking trail, running trail that takes you between the 5 historic missions in San Antonio. Right now I got an old brewery behind me and this river here that the trail follows. This goes all the way in downtown to the Riverwalk. So yeah, mostly it's for exercise. I'm trying to get back in shape after being sick for 2 weeks and not exercising. So I want to get back into biking shape. But then also the secondary goal is to take some pictures here with my infrared converted Sony A100 and have some fun, see what we can get. There's really no clouds in the sky right now, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm trying to shoot some infrared, black and white infrared, and clouds look really nice. But we'll take what we can get, and at least we'll get some exercise. I'm going to take some pictures of that bad boy right there, and that'll get us kicked off, and we'll start putting some miles in. See if I can get a good image here. Oh, yes, one of these things. Okay, I was going to say before I saw that and got distracted that this trail is cool because it takes you from the heart of downtown. It actually connects into the Riverwalk, which is where some movies were filmed, and it's probably the best known thing about San Antonio. But then it also, once you start taking it south to the less trafficked missions. Oh, this is really steep. I don't know if I want to do that one. Then you start ending up in the middle of nowhere. And that's a little bit more my vibe. I thought about going into the Alamo. We'll see if we still do that. Or not into the Alamo, but to the Alamo on this ride. We'll see if we do that, but I'm not really feeling it today. Like I said, I don't really like the city. So we're gonna go a little bit more rural. I just stopped my bike here on this bridge, one of the mini bridges. The trail kind of goes back and forth to different sides of the river. And I don't know, this is pretty pleasant. It probably looks even better with my polarized sunglasses on. But I bet it'll look good in infrared too. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I have the 28mm f2.8 Minolta lens on this Sony, giving it, it's an APS-C body, so it gives it about a 35mm full frame equivalent field of view, which is easy enough to work with. There's a little bit of clouds in the sky, just enough to make it a little bit more interesting. We just had some huge rains come in, and in San Antonio, Texas, when it rains, it floods, and you can see these trees. You see how they're pushed back and all the debris on them? And that is because the water was up here. So the water right now is all the way down there, but just a few days ago, the water was up here, and it's pushed all this litter in this tree, which is extremely unattractive, but makes for kind of a unique picture because, you know, this will clean up over time by people or by wind. So maybe it's not like award-winning journalism or anything, but so I barely caught this coming around the bridge. But here is a lawn chair. that somebody probably used for fishing or something. I'm gonna get a picture on my color camera too. So when I'm looking for an infrared shot, plant life is going to reflect a lot of IR, so it's going to show up really bright white in a black and white shot. Not just white the color. We're talking it's going to be much brighter. And in the sky, in contrast, as long as I'm pointing away from the sun, it's going to come out very dark. So I want to be shooting away from the sun, not where the sun is, and looking for shots with the sky is really nice because you get that natural contrast, kind of a cheat shot. It's really easy. Here we go. Always consult a map. San Jose. We will obey the sign. This is cool. I've never come this way. I've somehow shown up behind instead of to the front entrance. So here you go. Here's a little taste. These are the original mission walls. It looks like they have touched up some of them, but some of these missions are totally original and some have been touched up a little bit over time as they've fallen apart. So this is one of the only ones where the wall and kind of the dwellings on the sides are intact. It's the only one where they're this much intact. So it's kind of cool. You get to see how it would have looked and functioned and just how large the inside court would have been. I always have to think about how it's going to translate to infrared though, because you're not going to see those pretty pink flowers. But you'll still see bright and dark, and maybe I'll bust my color camera out. Please nobody be looking at me squatting down in the middle of the field with an 18-year-old camera. Let it be on the record that I keep the rules. I am walking my bike all the way to the entrance. So that was Mission San Jose, pretty cool. Now we are heading back to the trail, hopefully, because once again I've kind of lost my way, which is so unusual. But it's an adventure and I'm getting my heart rate back up, so that's what matters. Sketchy bridge. Sketchy bridge number 2. This isn't the prettiest shot. And maybe I'm just using it as an excuse to take a break, catch my breath. But it's interesting with all the shadows, and you're mixing architecture with nature. And then in the very background, You have a cross down the river. Oh, that's kind of cool. Here we dip off the trail for just a teeny bit, and we're to Mission San Juan. I've taken this same picture multiple times, even on infrared multiple times. But it's just so satisfying, and at different times of day it looks kind of different. It's really pretty. I think it's about time to head back. We're gonna miss some of the missions, but that's just how the day went, and it's been fun exploring. But before I do, while I'm stopped here changing batteries on the GoPro, I thought I might as well talk a little bit more about my Sony A100. Like I said, infrared converted. I have a non-infrared converted one as well. This one's actually for sale on eBay if you want to buy it. But anyway, yeah, super cool camera. I'm gonna put a video out just about these cameras in a little bit. But the best part is you get to use this old Minolta glass, which is cheap, and at least these primes that I have are quite good. And that's what I've been shooting with today. Oh yeah, and then I love this setup. I am using a capture clip from Peak Design here. The quick capture on my backpack, and so I just have it there in my backpack. I can stop, I don't even have to get off my bike, take a picture, put it back on, and keep riding. So that's worked out super nice. This is why I like the gravel tires on my bike. It's quick, not as quick as the road tires that I had on before, but it's still pretty quick. And then when you hit stuff like this isn't chunky gravel, but it's slippy, and I just don't have to worry about it at all. And then it can even handle chunkier gravel, and I take it on dirt trails, so kind of a cool little tip, I guess. Well, I think that's the end of the video for today. Got to get back home. I didn't get to my favorite mission. That's okay. Thanks for sticking around and watching this. Hope it was kind of interesting to see my part of the world. Come along with me and take some infrared pictures and get some exercise. If you were on an exercise bike while watching this, then you got some exercise along with me. If not, that's okay. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you like watching videos about old digital cameras or even old film cameras. I have a couple of those videos coming up. I will be making a video about the Sony A100, some of its interesting history soon. So subscribe to make sure you see that. I'll also be making a video about the mysterious camera. I kind of teased a little bit in this video. You can actually learn more about it and what camera it is and why I think it's cool on the Snappiness forum if you check it out there, or it'll come in a couple months as well, a video. But for now, remember to go out there wherever you are, whatever the weather is like, whatever gear you have, and start shooting. And until next time, happy snapping.